Hello folks, welcome to MLS Matchday 14 prediction video. I promised you guys for this prediction video, because yes, I did not do a Matchday 13 prediction video, so my apologies. But we get to Matchday 14. So if you have not seen my Matchday 12 update video and my Matchday 13 update video, make sure to go to my channel, go check them out, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more sports news. Let's get to it. This is rivalry weekend. Everything is about rivalries. You know the high stakes of rivalries. Let's get to it. We got the Canadian rivalry between Montreal and Toronto at 2:30 p.m. Eastern game. Montreal in a where do I find Montreal? Well, they finally got a win against New York City Football Club. And obviously, they should feel confident right now. They're going to take on Toronto, who are coming up a 1-0 loss to Cincinnati. This is a fun game because it's a Canadian rivalry. Everything happens in rivalries. I'm going to go with a draw, 0-0 in this one. We have the rivalry of New York between New York City Football Club taking on New York Red Bulls at 4:30 p.m. Eastern game. Both teams, they hated each other. It's like the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. They always hated each other. The Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks, they hate each other. Then you got the Jets and the Giants. They hate each other. Rangers and Red Devils, they hate each other. This one's another one. This is another one. But New York City coming off a draw to DC United, of course, lately in Matchday 12, they lost to Montreal. So nothing. So some surprise loss, but could have got that win there. They're going to take on New York Red Bulls, who were coming off a 7-burger against LA Galaxy, but then eventually lost to Nashville 2-1. A real tight game in the rivalry game. I'm going to take New York City Football Club being played in the Queens. I'm gonna take New York City Football Club. Hell is real. We got Columbus Crew taking on Cincinnati at 7:15 p.m. Eastern game. Hell is real, and that is the real rivalry name. If you remember, there's a sign that says "Hell is real." It's a sign that is symbols. Cincinnati and Columbus always hate each other, but Columbus, man, how do we start? Um, they start off with a draw to Philly, which is a interesting result, and they really fought in that game. They're going to take on Cincinnati, who are coming off a big win against Toronto. A huge game for both teams because they're both top two teams in the Eastern Conference. I'm going to go with Columbus being played in Columbus. I'm going to go with the Crew. They win it 2-0. Atlanta taking on Philadelphia at 7:30 p.m. Eastern game. Atlanta come off a draw to Austin FC. Meanwhile, for Philly, a dramatic win against LA Galaxy. But can they keep that up against Atlanta United? I think Atlanta United wins it 2-0. Charlotte FC taking on Chicago at 7:30 p.m. Eastern game. Charlotte coming off a 3-1 loss to Orlando. Meanwhile, for Chicago, come off a great win at Matchday 12 against Atlanta with a 2-1 win. Huge game for Charlotte because this is being played in their home turf. I'm going to go with Charlotte. They're going to win it in a 3-2 classic. New England taking on San Jose at 7:30 p.m. Eastern game. San Jose coming off a draw 3-3 to Miami. They take on New England, who were coming off a 3-3 draw to Orlando. I'm going to take San Jose winning it in a 2-0 win. Austin FC taking on Vancouver at 8:30 p.m. Eastern game. Austin FC come off a draw to Atlanta. Meanwhile, for Vancouver, on the other hand, they're coming off a draw as well with a 2-2 draw to LAFC. Very huge game for Vancouver. but I'm going to take a draw 1-1. We have the Dallas FC Dallas hanging on Houston at 8:30 p.m. Eastern game. This is a Texas rivalry. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. But, as we mentioned, this is going to be a huge game for both teams. You know that. Houston coming off a loss to Seattle with a 3-1 loss. Meanwhile, for Dallas, draw to Real Salt Lake. Sorry about that. Cut that off. Anyways, this game's going to be huge. I'm going to go Dallas 2-0. Minnesota taking on St. Louis at 8:30 p.m. Eastern game. Big game for both teams. Of course, St. Louis on a winless streak. Minnesota with a 2-0 loss to Houston. I'm going to go with a Minnesota win 2-1. Nashville taking on DC United at 8:30 p.m. Eastern game. Nashville are rolling. They're in fourth place in the Eastern Conference, but can they keep it up against DC United, who are coming off a draw to New York City Football Club? I'm going to go Nashville with a 3-0 win. The rivalry in the Pacific between Portland Trail Blazers and the Seattle Sounders, 9:30 p.m. Eastern game. Huge game for both teams. Why? Because it's a rivalry. Everything happens. Portland coming off a draw to Real Salt Lake, while for Seattle, a decimal 4-0 loss to LAFC. Huge game for these two, but I'm going to take a Seattle win 2-0. Colorado taking on Real Salt Lake at 9:30 p.m. Eastern game. The Rocky Mountain rivalry, of course. Huge game for both teams as well. Colorado lost to San Diego 2-0. Meanwhile, for Real Salt Lake, a draw. Yeah, a draw to Portland. Huge game. I'm going to take Real Salt Lake winning at 2-0. San Diego taking on Kansas City Sporting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern game. San Diego coming off a 2-0 win to Colorado, while for Kansas City, a draw to St. Louis. I'm going to take San Diego 2-1. Our soccer Sunday night presented by Apple TV. It is Miami taking on Orlando, 7 p.m. game. And this is, of course, the Florida Derby. Huge game for Miami because they're coming off the draw to San Jose. For Orlando, on the other hand, a 3-1 win to Charlotte. And this is huge for Miami because, yes, they cannot afford to lose this game. But because it's their rivals, they're going to pull it off with a 2-1 win. Also going to be part of Sunday Night Soccer, LA Galaxy taking on LAFC at 9 p.m. Eastern game. El Tráfico rivalry, of course. The Galaxy, big news today, they extended their coach, which everyone's going to boo at the coach despite giving him an extension. Terrible move. They're going to take on LAFC, who come off a 4-0 win to Seattle. This is a must-win game for LA Galaxy if they're going to show they can get back on track. But because it's Matchday 14, they got to keep it. They got to win at least one game. No, LAFC wins it 2-0. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out. Also, the Brock Purdy news. Go check that out as well. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more sports news. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.